services online using live stream video. And you know what? This is the next big trend that's going to happen in the video revolution. It was already doing phenomenally well before the pandemic hit, and then the pandemic comes. More people are shopping online, and more people than ever are selling things online. So consumers are excited. They want to know what you have, and they want to know if what you have is right for them. We're going to be showing you today how to take advantage of live stream e-commerce by creating products and services that you can sell using the BeLive software. We've got a great show today. You're going to want to stick around. Stay tuned. It's BeLive Weekly. Hey, welcome back to BeLive Weekly, where live streamers like you tune in for tips to grow your Facebook Live show. I'm your host, Owen Video, and you can give me 5. That's right. Type 5 into the comment section right now, and I'll send you all the notes for today's show, which means, by the way, that we'll give you all the things, all the notes, all the little links and the documents and the templates and all the things we're going to talk about today. They'll all be in my notes. So all you have to do is give me 5. That's right. Type 5 into the comment section now, and we will send that to you as fast as we can. Stoked to be here with you today. My name is Owen Video, and if you want to reach a bigger, wider audience, then you need to get BeLive today. With BeLive, you can discover the power of pro-quality branded live streams that make sales. With BeLive, you can bring in multiple guests. You can get real-time comments and chat with viewers. You can share your screen and play videos, create shopping and e-commerce lists, plus enjoy tons of other features. And you can get started today with a 14-day free trial from BeLive. Just visit epiclivevideo.com and start your free trial today. That's epiclivevideo.com to start your free trial. But if you already have the BeLive service and you just want to buy it and use it, well, you can save 30% when you use the promo code OwenVideo. That's right. Use the promo code Owen Video, and we've put a link in the comment section for you right now. We've got big news for you today. BeLive has been nominated for the Streaming Media Readers' Choice Awards, and that is a really phenomenal thing. We need you to help BeLive to win. So here's what we want to ask you to do with the big magic screen on the side over here. We're going to ask you to go click on the link that we're putting in the comment section right now. This is a link where you can vote for BeLive to become the #1 Reader's Choice Awards for the Streaming Media Awards. Go to this webpage right here and scroll down, and you're going to see that you have this select your first choice in each category. And we're going to encourage you to vote in every single category. But over here where it says live streaming software, scroll down and highlight BeLive. And that is how you can help BeLive to become the next big thing to hit the live stream community. I want to give a big shout out to all of our fans and friends watching us on Facebook right now, starting with, of course, the man, Ed Weinberg, who is the first person here. I think Ed gets alerts to these shows. And I want to encourage you to get an alert to the show too. All you have to do is hover over to the right, click on the 3 dots in the corner and click Get Alerts from BeLive. We'd love to have you with us every single week. Ursula Kuhn is logging in. Great to have you. Sandu is here as well, and so many others watching us on the show today. It's so glad to have you. I'm so glad to have you here. We're going to be talking about some good stuff today. And I'm really excited to share with you all about live streaming e-commerce and how to sell during a live stream. Because let's face it, during this pandemic, a lot of you guys had to pivot a little bit. Talk to me a little bit about how you made a pivot in your business this year to accommodate for the pandemic. Just talk to me in the comment section below, because a lot of us, even if you're a real estate agent, you're probably doing more video tours. We recently sold a house and bought a house, and live stream tours were a big part of that. We did some on Zoom. We did some that were like on Marco Polo and some different things. So how did you pivot your business, and what are some things that you could teach us about in the comment section. I really love to hear from you on that section, because in a recent interview with the Robin Report, the co-founder of CEO, the co-founder and CEO of BeLive, Mr. Daniel Maris, good friend of mine, said about live streaming this: it allows consumers, okay, it allows consumers and the retailer to communicate back and forth in real time with questions and comments. Now, I want you to think about how powerful that is, okay, for you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to be able to communicate in real time with your customers. You know, I'll tell you, for me, when I buy a product online, anywhere, like any product over like 25 bucks, I'm going to probably read the comments, and I'll probably read, you know, some of the reviews and things like this. And I'll tell you, it seems to me that the big question that I have is never answered anywhere on Amazon. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But with live stream e-commerce, you're able to actually answer questions that your customers have about your product in real time, allowing for increased sales and a little bit more credibility. I think that's really important. Now, Daniel went on to say this: this back and forth dynamic gives the communication a more natural, authentic feel and amplifies the retailer-customer connection. Such authenticity holds great power. So live streaming is not just a tool to broadcast and engage with your community, but it has become a critical tool for retail, okay? And especially during the pandemic. That is something we all need to be really keen on, is that this pandemic that we're in, guys, has really created a whole new environment for us to be selling in, okay? What it means is this. Number one is that people are buying more online. Why? Because not all the shops are open. You know, California is like everything's shut down. In fact, it's really a bummer for me, because I went on a summer vacation and I went and bought some clothes at the mall. But here's the thing: you can't try on clothes anymore, right, at the mall. So I had to buy all the clothes that I wanted to buy, took them home to try them on, and then I took the clothes back that I wanted to return. Okay, now I took them back to return them, you know, a few days later. But it just so happens that the California shutdown got worse. So the stores are now closed and I can't return my stuff, right? So I've got these bags of clothes that are sitting in my garage right now, waiting for the stores to reopen so I can return them. And that means that my money's tied up, okay? So this is like a real thing. People are not going out to buy things as often as they once were. And they're buying more online, which means they're trusting online sales providers a little bit more. That puts you in a really big position, because I'm willing to bet that the reason that you invested into BeLive, or the reason that you're tuning into the show, is to learn how to live stream so that you can sell products, so that you can grow revenue and to make more sales. And if that's you, I would like to hear from you in the comment section below. Tell me, what is it that you sell? What is the main product that you sell? And Ed, I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to get in deep with you, Ed, about this, because this is a tough one, right? This is a real tough one to be thinking about, is as a real estate agent, or as sort of, an investor, an investment guy, like, how are you using live stream to sell things? And you could be selling directly, or you could be, you know, changing habits and causing people to do more online buying in other ways of your career. So those are the things we're going to talk about today, and I'd love to hear from you, because we've got some leaders that are really doing it well. And before I go to that, I actually want to go and share this page out in the BeLivers group, because I know we have a ton of people that would love to see this show. And I'll tell you, my whole company is getting ready to do a really big Black Friday marathon telethon product sales thing, right? And I want you guys to be thinking about this upcoming holiday season, because it's going to be huge. It is going to be absolutely huge for you to do these long-term live streams, a 1 hour or maybe even a 2 hour live stream, where you are selling your products and services, and maybe not even selling, you know, just your products and services, but even selling other people's products and services. And so we're going to show you how to do that today. And we're going to get started in that by going into some slides. But first, I want to say what's up to Ursula Kuhn, who's saying e-commerce increased turnover immensely in Germany. Really interesting point. She says, I am just starting with a coaching business, so I need to have another sort of sales done live. Well, here's the thing is immediately you need to come up with products. You need to come up with like a low end, a mid end, and a high end product that you could be selling on your live streams. And that provides you with a whole bunch of content now that you can go live with, and you can sell those online as you're going on. Ed Weinberg is saying, I've been interviewing people to get noticed. Awesome. I love that you're working in that direction, and that is the right thing to do, my friend. Let's talk about some other ballers, some big players that are doing great stuff with e-commerce. And to do that, I want to go to my good friend and our first example, Miss Molly Mahoney, on the magic screen here. So Molly Mahoney is a live streaming coach. She's also one of our colleagues here at BeLive. And Molly recently went live to sell BeLive registrations and BeLive softwares. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, and you're showing us a BeLive example. Well, yeah, because it's working. You know, we use the product and it actually works. Here's the thing. Molly set up this graphic here. You see this black graphic that says BeLive? That's all she set up. That's all you have to do is set up a graphic. Okay, and then underneath you have some basic text that says free trial, BeLive, 30% off with the code Molly. Really, really basic stuff. But then you can send those links directly to the comment section. Look at down here where what is down here is actually what is right up here. And she's doing extremely well. 248 comments. This is definitely a win. Molly had to say this, sending links to the comments is a game changer. Really, really great example there from Molly Mahoney, but she's not the only one. Okay, let's go to Michelle Hess-Withers, big fan of the show. She logs in all the time, and it looks like she's selling a foodie product. Okay, so let's take a look at her product. First of all, take a look at her live stream. So this is her. I think this is her right here, but it might be this one. And then you've got a guest here, okay? And then you've got, again, this graphic, this product right here. And you can see that she's one payment of $147. Looks like it's a buy one, get one. Social media 101 and build your audience. Then, of course, she can send that link right down here to the comment section where it says Creative Success Systems with Michelle Hess-Withers and a link to her buy page where people can buy it. Now, Michelle had this to say. She says, I used BeLive's new feature today with the comments with the link to the shop. It went amazing. I did some killer sales today. So that is, I think, just a real big win here. And we're seeing how it looks like this is a coaching package. It's not a physical product, which is really, really cool. Now let's keep moving on because we've got tons more examples here. Funky Rainbow is a BeLive user, and Funky Rainbow has got just some great looking live streams. And I believe she sells books. So again, what she's able to do here, she's made this really big graphic. Notice how it's like really, really big here. But then down here, she's got the link right to the book, and this one even populates because she's got her SEO properly done, even gives you a little picture, right? And you click on that picture, and that's where you can buy your book right from her. So what are you selling, ladies and gentlemen? That's what I want to know. I want to know, what are you selling, and how can you turn that into an image? How can you turn that into, you know, a product that you can go sell online? For example, if you're a coach, right? I'm a YouTube coach, and I could sell a YouTube coaching package. All I need to sell that is an image. That's it. And I can upload it to the BeLive live streaming sales tool, the live sales feature, show that image on screen. And when I do, that link to go buy my product appears in the comment section. Okay. You could also extend this to any other type you could extend it to any other type of you could do email opt-ins. Anywhere where you want to drive someone to a link is what this can be used for. So I want you to think about what you actually sell and how you could represent that visually. Let's go back to our slides here again, and I want to show you another bookseller over here, Once Upon a Story Time with Karen Glasser. And Karen's logged into the show many, many times. We've learned so much from each other over the past few months here, and I'm glad to see Karen just doing really well and doing her thing. Notice again, a great looking image of the book with a link down here. Okay, now this is the predominant use of the live video sales feature. Okay, but when we go into like a bigger look at things, you can display these images in much better ways. For example, this is a picture, I should have made it a lot bigger, but this is a picture of a live stream that we did where we were selling audio equipment, okay? And what we had done was uploaded 3 different products that we were selling and linked them to Amazon affiliate links, but we showed them on the screen at the same time so that our viewers could just go and decide which one they want and make a purchase. Okay, so I want you guys to think about that. What are you selling? And how can you sell it to get people to click on it? That's the big thing. Now, I'll tell you this. The first thing that you're going to need to do if you want to become a successful hero with e-commerce sales, the very first thing you need to do is you need to download your copy of BeLive, because only BeLive has this integrated shopping feature built right into the software that you can use immediately on any level of the service. Okay, so what you want to do is go to epiclivevideo.com and start your free trial. When you start your free trial, you'll be able to access live sales immediately. Now, if you already had the free trial and it expired and maybe you tried some different software and you're just not sure what to do next, here's what I want to do. I want to encourage you to go to epiclivevideo.com and purchase the software for 30% off. We're going to give you a 30% discount today. 30% off the software. Just use the promo code OwenVideo at checkout, okay? And you'll get access to your BeLive software. Again, you can go immediately into live sales. Let me show you how it works from there, okay? So once you're in BeLive, okay, let's just take a look at this right here. Once you're inside BeLive, you're going to hover over to the left-hand side here and click on Live Sales, okay? And when you do that, you're going to notice this little window that pops up. Now, mine's already populated because we've already added some stuff here. Mine's already populated, but notice at the bottom it says Add New List, okay? This is actually where you're going to get started. And I want to make sure that you come to this page really prepared to take the next step. So here's what I want you to do. Okay, I've got a checklist for you. I'm going to show you how to set up your live sales inside of BeLive. Okay, the first thing you need to do is create a list. And this list could be all of your products and services, right? Or if you categorize your products and services. So let's say that you sell books, but you've got children's books, and then you've got, adult books or young adult books, or maybe you've got children's books about animals, children's books that rhyme, children's books that are under $10. Whether it makes sense for you to make a bunch of different lists or whether it makes sense to you to put all of your products into one list, remember this, that when you show your products on the screen, you can actually scroll through them like a shopping cart, like a, what do they call those? Like a spin wheel, a carousel. A carousel is what you can use. So you're going to create your first list, and maybe you just call it list 1, okay? But I don't want you to get too hung up in that. So after creating your first list, you're going to add the first product by uploading a photo. That's why I keep stressing to you that you need to think about how you can visually communicate your product or service. Now, if you don't have a photo for this, by the way, I'm just kind of come back to you guys and get real for a second. If you don't have a photo for your product or service, or it's not good, what I would do is I would go to Fiverr. I would go to Fiverr.com and just look up like graphic artist, or I would look up ebook, like ebook designer. And you know why? Because you may not be selling ebooks, but a good ebook designer could do a product design for you. You could even do product images, okay? Or look up hero images when you go to Fiverr and get someone to make the graphic for you. Now, the graphic that you make should be set up to be a square image. So I want you to focus on a 1080 by a 1080 image. However, You could make your image 1080 by 1350, which is a little bit longer. So those are the two measurements I want you to focus on, 1080 by 1080 and 1080 by 1350. And that will give you the best, most optimized image for your live stream selling scenario. Okay, so here's what else you're gonna need. Let's go back to the graph here. Here's what else you're gonna need. You're also gonna need to have a name for your product, a price, a description, and the item link, okay? So the name of the product, look, we all have the names that we call our products, okay? But I wanna really encourage you to come up with a name for your product that is clickable on live stream. And I think this is really important to know, because you might have a product that you guys, we just had to talk about this in our team meeting today, is you might have a product or service that you all have come to call, the ABC package. But is putting the ABC package, Carlos, you can put the slide back up. I want them to see this. By calling it the ABC package, are you really giving it the most, chance to excel? Maybe if you called it like the ABC accelerator, right? Or the ABC package. I love package names. We used to sell packages a lot, and really all a package is, it's just a cool title and a cool name for your product or service. That's something that you could think about. I think I'm speaking more to coaches and to like service providers on that end. Most of you that are selling a physical product, like our good friend Jason Shea over at Lucky Kid, he's got very specific products, and he probably just wants to call it tactical bouncy ball, okay? But I wouldn't, Jason, call it bouncy ball blue, right? I would call it like tactical bouncy ball, right? Because you've got sort of an industry name in there. So I want you to think about your name, and if it's the best name for you to be using to grow your, to sell the actual products, okay? And then you're gonna need a price, right? So what is the price? Now, first of all, you got a great question. We're gonna come to that in just a quick second. Under the price, again, you gotta think about what's gonna sell. So I'm a big believer in the 47, 97, 87, ending your sale in a 7. I'm a big believer in that, okay? Why? Honestly, because I like it, right? That's why. It makes sense to me. I like to see things that are $47. 7 is a number that means a lot to me in the grand scheme of things, like in the big picture of life. And so I like to use that number. But if you have a $50 product and you sell it for $47, awesome. If you sell it for $49, I think that's fine too. Honestly, you can sell it for $50 and that's fine too. But here's the thing that happens, especially in the US. When we see a price, we know it's gonna cost a little bit more. Now, that may or may not be true, okay? But when we see a price, we typically think it's gonna be more because like taxes and checkout and all these different things. And when it comes to buying products from a Facebook live stream, people don't even know, right? People don't even realize what's going on there. So what I like to do is price it like at a $47 number so that they think 50. Are you with me? And when it ends up being 47, they're pumped and they got $3 extra they can go buy a candy bar with later. You see the psychology there? They actually feel like they got a deal because you told them 47. It ended up being 50, or excuse me, you told them it was 47. They thought it was going to be 50. It ends up being 47. They saved $3. Huh. Now they think it's 50. They're going to think it's automatically going to be more. It might be 52, 53, and I'm just not ready to spend that kind of money right now. You see the difference in psychology, right? And I don't mean that 50 is a benchmark number, but rounding up to the nearest 100 or so, right? So if your product is at 100, maybe you sell it for 97, right? If your product is 150, maybe you sell it for 147, okay? And try that psychology if your normal sale, if they're flying off the shelf at 150, sell out for 150, raise the price, why don't you? But I want you to think about your price, not in terms of what you want to make, but what can get the viewer to click and buy, okay? Because if they buy, you have created a brand, when they buy, you have now created a brand new sales gateway for your company. And this could revolutionize your company. I know, like for me and my company, when my wife started to sell, it opened up a new sales gateway, right? Because my wife had never made sales before. So when she started making sales, it was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to be the one making all the sales. So I could focus on other things. And that puts my wife in a position to make more sales for the company, which allowed our company to grow, right? So when you get this to work for you, getting this to work for you, you got to kind of experiment with the name and the price a little bit, really massage it and make a habit of going live with BeLive often so that you can try different ways of selling your product or service. Okay, your description. Your description should be short and sweet to the point, okay? But your description should also, I want you to really focus on the first 3 to 5 words of the description. Really focus on the first 3 to 5 words. Start with an action verb, right? So for example, if your product helps solve a problem, speak to that problem. For example, if I was to sell this mug to you, if I were to sell you this mug, I would say something like, now, first of all, this is a company mug, okay, the Video Marketing School, which is what we do, teach business owners how to use BeLive and other types of live or of online video selling techniques in the Video Marketing School. My first word in the description box might be drink more faster, or drink coffee in style. I'm starting with an action word, right, to put them in a place where they're thinking about my product, okay? I could also start with the word like represent, right? Like represent your skills in video with every cup of coffee, right? And notice I'm not saying 12-ounce ceramic mug. Now, those are all like good things that you can add in there. But I want you to think about your description text as something that describes the feeling that the purchaser will have once they've experienced your product. Like imagine them sitting down at their desk with your product. What are some things you'd want them to feel? Okay, so start with an action word because it gets the brain in motion. So verbs in the beginning of your description box, okay? And then of course the item link, all right? You're gonna wanna make sure you include a link. Hey, Rocky, how you doing? Hey, Luis. Hey, Raheem, it's good to see you guys out there. Your item link, okay, so a couple different things. Every link that you have, you've got your big link, okay? And this is like if you have a Kajabi store or you have some type of storefront, an Infusionsoft store, it's gonna be this big long link, right? It's gonna be like your name, .infusionsoft, .product, slash thing, backslash, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be really, really long and ugly, okay? Every product is gonna have that. Maybe it's like yourwebsite.com/product/category/thing, whatever the case might be. So you have this really big, ugly, long link. And you can use that, and that's fine, okay? But you can also use shortened links, and I really like to use shortened links. How do you do that? Well, there's 3 big ways I wanna share with you. Number 1 is use pretty links. This is actually my least favorite way, but it's easy. Pretty links is a WordPress plugin that you can add to your website, and you can take your big, long product links and you can shorten them down into pretty links. So it might be like yourwebsite.com/1 or yourwebsite.com/product name. Something really cute, really sweet. Here's the problem. My website is still really long, thevideomarketingschool.com. So no matter what, we get this huge, big link. And I don't always like to use those big links because the longer that my link is, the more kind of complicated people feel. If you're like, can I trust this? People like to see short, good-looking links. And so there's 2 other resources I want to promote to you. Number 1 is Bitly. Now, Bitly gets a lot of slack, but honestly, I love Bitly. Bitly's been amazing. With Bitly, you can get a free account at Bitly, and you can take your big, long, ugly link, stick it into Bitly, and Bitly will spit you out a link that says bit.ly/, and then that last little part, you get to customize what it says. Bitly will automatically give you a 5-digit code that you could put at the end of that, or you can just create your own 5-digit code or your own, pretty link at the end of that Bitly link. So it might be bit.ly/rose cup or bit.ly/coffee mug or whatever the case might be. So you have a pretty looking link that your viewer sees, and hopefully they'll be encouraged to click on it, okay? Now, that's Bitly. There's another option that I use now. Bitly is great. Bitly got me started, okay? But now I've got a couple bucks. I can afford some things. So I got another free software called Rebrandly. And Rebrandly is just like Bitly, only you can add a custom domain. So I bought the domain owenvideo.com, and currently there's no website at owenvideo.com. So what we've done is we have this Rebrandly account where we have connected owenvideo.com. Now keep in mind, I got to pay $10 a year for owenvideo.com. So you have to buy a domain name first. And you need to GoDaddy. You can do that at Namecheap, any of these number of places, right? So you go and you buy a domain name, owenvideo.com. But maybe you buy Sarah or Ursula. Maybe you put Kuhn.com, Kuhn.com, or perhaps ursulasstuff.com or ursulascoaching.com. Okay, so then it works like Bitly. So you upload your product link and it will come owenvideo.com/blah, blah, 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 right? And then you can add your own good looking name or shortened name to that. So I want you to think about your link and the link that you're using. Keep it as short as you can. And I would say eliminate as many digits and codes as you can and just put in good relevant keywords that are like, like coffee mug or awesome coffee mug, cool coffee mug, or whatever the case might be, so that you have a better looking description link. Okay, let's go back to the tutorial here. Okay, so then what do you do next? Now, let's say you want to add more items to your list. Okay, well, that's really easy to do. All you got to do is step one, just click add item and input the information for that item. It's going to be the same 4 things: product, price, description, and link. Okay. And then step 2 is to check the checkbox to send a comment with the product link when the item is on the screen. Okay. So when you're inside of, let me just go to that slide right here. Carlos, if you can maybe kind of catch up to me here. Oh, where did I put it? I don't think I can find that slide. Oh my gosh. Okay, when you're on this slide right here, okay, you can add multiple different lists, but when it comes time to show the product on screen, you'll click on the product, okay, and the product will go on screen. Once the product's on screen, you'll see a checkbox, okay, and then click the checkbox, and then what that does is that sends all the item information into the chat area, and that looks something like this, okay? So you see here how the drum set is what's on screen. And then we've got the product price here and the product name and those things. But then when we click on that checkbox here, the link will go into the comment area where it's clickable on Facebook and on YouTube. How do you like that? Not only that, but if you look at the bottom here, you'll see this little white arrow. Really hard to see on this tiny screen here, but this little white arrow here that's inside this blue box, you can click on that. You can scroll through your different products and services so that you could host a major league Black Friday telethon, or you could do sort of funds for charity. You could do like an all day long sort of a donation event. Either way, it is a great feature to use, and I would love to know how you're planning to use it or what questions you might have about using it. So I want to turn this time back over to you where we can get into some Q&A, and to do that, I want to invite my producer, Mr. Carlos Zepeda, coming in live to join me here. Carlos, you've been sort of like you've been gathering some questions, and you've been sort of getting some questions from our people. I would love for you to come on screen, join me here today, and let's go through some of the questions today.
Hello, everybody. Okay, hopefully you can hear me well. One of the questions I have here is, do I get the live shopping with the free trial of BeLive?
Yeah, great question. You do get live video sales as soon as you get your free trial of BeLive. So you don't have to pay more, you don't have to pay less to get the live shopping feature. If you don't have a free trial, you can get one at epiclivevideo.com. If you do already have the free trial or it's already expired, then you can just go to epiclivevideo.com, purchase BeLive for 30% off using the promo code OwenVideo.
Good. Great answer.
And who else we have? I want to say hi while you're looking at some of these questions here. I want to say what's up to Mohammed logging in. Susie Bowers, who says, great show as usual. You flatter me. And honestly, I need it. So I think that's key. Just Sampson logging in, my man. Good to see you, sir. Glad you guys could be here. And hey, tag someone you know who wants to make more sales? I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Okay, Carlos, what other questions do we have today?
The other question was, does this come with any BeLive plan?
Yeah, it comes on any BeLive plan that you get. Go ahead and pop on screen here, Carlos, so we can do this together.
Oh.
I'm asking him to do a lot here. I'm asking him to be on camera. Let's go ahead and put that frame up too. Let's go ahead and put our frame up so we get some good color pop on here. I see we have a question from Ursula who says, what price range would you recommend for these kinds of online sales? All right, that's a great question, Ursula. So here's the first thing that I would recommend is that you have a low, medium, and high sort of price point. Now, you mentioned that you're a brand new coach. I'd love to know what kind of coach you are. And here's why that matters, because you know, you've got to have like a low, medium, and a high. This is what I believe, and this is what has worked for me in the past. In that low end, you could be selling products, books, journals, calendars, pens, dry erase boards, right? Like the tools, the tools of the trade. Do you have any of that stuff, Carlos? Like what are some of the tools, Carlos, that you use on a daily basis?
I have, it's funny, I was just turning on my lights. As far as live sales?
Well, just in your business, right?
Yeah.
So headphones, microphones.
Yeah, headphones. It's funny. I have two different headphones. I have these ones. I have the ones that you have, just in case I happen to come in live. And then I can switch those. Microphone. I have two different cameras just in case one camera goes down. I have a backup camera because it's happened before. Yeah. One USB just stops working. You know, you have to have
USB cords and extension cords. You guys want to know, like a big part of my life is sort of like Alexa stuff. I have tons of Alexa stuff, and I'm super like good with Alexa, so I kind of know how to do Alexa stuff. If Alexa tools are helpful to you, Ursula, then you know, sell those things at a very low end price. Okay, you just go to Amazon, you set yourself up as an Amazon sells for these low end down 100. Because here's the thing. Whether or not they buy from you, in the end, by coaching from you, which we'll talk about in a second, they now have the tools of the trade, right? And I think this is really important to understand, is that having the tools of the trade is really, really important. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is having this medium level. And this is going to be your low-end coaching program, okay? So your low-end coaching program, you know, you have to experiment with it. You got to be able to sell it for, you know, I would say a couple $100, right? And it all depends on your business model. So for those of you that are coaching, you need to have a business model where you group coach and it's one person to many, right? Carlos, have you ever been in a coaching program that's like one person talking to a lot of people?
Yes, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to get to the person.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. But this is, you could sell this for a lot less, and you could sell that for, you know, $150 a month, or you could sell it for, you know, even in some cases, $49 a month, right?
And even that you can regroup it too, because I've had those before where it's like we have this group and we also have this group or this group. Like, which group do you want to belong to?
Yes, group 1, group 2, group 3, and Ursula, that's kind of exactly my point. It's like maybe you've got this group where they get access to you once a month for $49. And then maybe you have a second group that gets access to you twice a month for $97. And then maybe you have, you know, a higher end group that gets access to you once a week in a group, and that one is $300. Maybe it includes some additional training, some different things, or whatever the case might be. But I would experiment with those things, and I would try to keep it, you know, at those levels as you first get started. I think that trying to sell $1,000, a $1,000 product off the bat on a live stream right out of the gates is going to be challenging. But I would buy it if there was enough value and it was presented well. I would buy it. Carlos, what are your thoughts on selling like a product over $1,000?
It's all about the value, because I've done that before too. Like I've seen stuff where like, wow, that's $1,000, and I've seen stuff where it's, oh, $1,000 will be great. It's all about the value. Like what is the perceived value? You know, and that's why usually people do a value stack of just showing different types of things you will get when you buy that product. You'll also get this, and this. And they're like, oh, $1,000, sure. You know, that's 20 grand worth of stuff that they get for 1,000. Yeah,
I think that's a really good point and a really great way to think about it. So, you know, Ursula, I know that we gave you a ton of different options, and I know we gave you a lot of information there. But again, I want to like recap that for you. So number one, have the tool of the trade, because you can sell via Amazon. Okay, that's really important. But then also your coaching program, and try to keep that like $200 or less, right? $200 or less. And then I think you have this third level, which is going to be this higher end level, and you're going to want to like save those for webinars. You're going to want to save those for these bigger added value events, and maybe even to upsell, you know, your grouping clients, you know, every couple of months. You get all your grouping clients together and you do a big workshop. And at the end of the workshop, you sell a $1,000 event, you know, $2,500 event or $2,500 private coaching program. Okay. I think it's going to work. I think it depends on you believing in yourself and really being willing to do that. All right, Carlos, any other questions?
Yeah, regarding the links, they're asking about where would they get the links from, the links for the products.
Okay, so the links that you put into your live sales product description is the link that you would send the customer to in order to make a purchase. So that's going to be on your own website, okay? On your own website, or if you have an Etsy store or your checkout page. You know, here's what I would do. I would not put a link to your landing page. Now, a landing page is like your product description page. Your landing page says buy now on it, okay? Or your sale, you might call it your sales page or your product page, says buy now on it, okay? When you go to the next page after buy now, that's the link that I would put into your BeLive Live Sales. Because here's what I want you to do. When I click on that live sales, don't sell me the product, just let me check out. Now, in a lot of cases, if you're selling a coaching program, you could just use a PayPal link, you know, or your Venmo. Say, hey, just Venmo me $50, and I'll have your name, and I'll be able to call you and email you and get you started on that. Carlos, any thoughts on that, on adding links?
Just get it, make it as simple as possible. Take them to that exact place where the exact offer is and purchasing the product. Because you try to get a little bit more layers, it's a little bit harder. Now, if you're doing affiliate product, make sure you're using your affiliate link on there. I've seen that before where people accidentally put their Amazon link that wasn't their affiliate link or personal link that they had. They just put the general website link, you know?
Yeah. And that's happened for me. I've seen that happen as well. I've lost money doing that as well, and it's something that you have to, you know, be aware of and watch out for. And here's the thing, Brock Rudinger logging in. Good to see you, my friend. Here's the thing. Here's the big thing is that you guys have Black Friday coming up. You also have Cyber Monday and then Giving Tuesday and all of these different ways that the culture has devised to pull money out of our Scrooge McDuck wallets and put it back into the economy. And here's my prediction. My prediction is going to be that the economies around the world are going to be opening up in a major, major way for Q4 of this year, okay? I believe that that's going to happen. You need to be ready to go live on Black Friday, on Giving Tuesday, and on Cyber Monday to sell your products and services. We do it every year. We do well every single year, and I think that you should do it too. That's all the time we have for today, folks, talking about live sales and live shopping. I hope you enjoyed this show today, and I want to get you excited for what's coming next from BeLive because, you know, the pandemic has hit us all, and we've all had to adjust, and we've all had to pivot, and some of the pivots that are coming from BeLive are absolutely going to lead the way in industry standards, and I can't wait to share those things with you. It's coming up. We've got a great season of BeLive shows, so make sure that you click Get Alerts. As soon as we sign off, a link will come out that says Get Alerts, Get Reminders. Be sure to get reminders so that you never miss a show. And if you want to get our PowerPoint links and our notes for the show today, be sure to type 5 into the comment section. That's right, folks, just type 5 into the comment section. I'm Owen Video, and I will see you next week with BeLive.